wisdom,
prudentia,
justice,
justitia,
temperance,
temperantia,
courage.
fortitudo.
Applying ancient philosophy to modern life, this is the Sunday Stoic.
Welcome to the Sunday Stoic Podcast. This is Steve coming to you from Conway, Arkansas. This is a podcast where we seek eudaimonia, the flourishing life, by applying the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. So, we have been working our way through the Enchridion, a book of sayings from the mouth of Epictetus, as recorded by his student Arian. And this week we are going to look at number 15. In this reading, he is talking to us about desire. We know that he says when we're learning to be Stoics, we should eliminate desire for the time being, and just take what comes, focusing on our impulse to action or non-action, and maybe focusing a bit on becoming less averse to things we want to avoid. But in this reading, he tells us how we should live our lives, how we should accept what happens, let things go, and what he considers to be the model of behavior, which, as we'll see, he really has a love for the Cynics. Now, if you don't know, the Cynics were an earlier school of philosophy that Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, studied under at first, and Diogenes was their founder. And according to their school, virtue is the only good, which is also what the Stoics say. But everything else to them was an indifferent, and not only an indifferent, but they tended to despise everything else. They didn't want anything to do with possessions or money or wealth of any kind or fame, as it were. They wanted to focus solely on virtue. And Epictetus is a Stoic, but he often seems to indicate that if someone were a pure philosopher, they would lean towards cynicism as like the extreme form of philosophy. And we'll kind of get a taste of that in today's reading. Chapter 15. Remember that you must behave in life as you would at a banquet. A dish is handed round and it comes to you. Put out your hand and take it politely. It passes you. Do not stop it. It has not reached you. Do not be impatient to get it, but wait till your turn comes. Bear yourself thus towards children, wife, office, wealth, and one day you will be worthy to banquet with the gods. But if when they are set before you, you do not take them but despise them, then you shall not only share the gods' banquet, but you shall share their rule. For by doing so, Diogenes and Heraclitus and men like them were called divine, and deserved the name. So what's Epictetus saying here? Well, from my interpretation, he's warning us against desire. You're sitting at the banquet, food is being passed around, and you're like, oh, there's the mashed potatoes. I really want those mashed potatoes. Ooh, I hope they're coming to me. Here they come. Oh, yeah. And then they go past you. They miss you somehow. And you're like, oh, I really wanted those. Oh, I'm going to long for those mashed potatoes. Oh, I didn't get it. And now I'm mad. And now I'm upset. He's saying that's how we should treat everything in life. Whether it be, boy, I wish I had children. Boy, I wish I had a wife. Boy, I want to be powerful and rich and have a good job. These are all things that may come to you, they may not come to you. Take each day as it comes, and don't lust after things that are not up to you. That's his advice. Now, he goes on further to add a level of cynic spin, as it were, to his advice, where he says, if you receive them, like let's say someone offers you a job that pays millions of dollars, and you say, no thanks, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Or someone who you find very attractive offers themselves to you, and you say, no, no thank you, and move on. Then he says you're more like Diogenes, like the cynic, where you despise external things. And if you do that, according to Epictetus, you are godlike, essentially, because the gods need nothing, and you need very few things, next to nothing, if you reject these external things. That's not, the approach Seneca takes necessarily. He believes that you should be ready to give up external things, to despise death and things like that. But you don't hear it brought up as much in terms of the fondness for the cynics. Seneca does a little bit, but Epictetus really seems to love the cynics and sees them as I don't know. I think of it in terms of like in the United States, you have the army, and then you have like the special forces or the Marines that see themselves as a notch above, and the cynics seem to be like the special forces of philosophy here. They train harder, they live more extremely in this case, and Epictetus obviously has an admiration for that. But what can we do? What can we apply from this reading? And from my view, I'm not too worried about being a cynic. There's a reason why this is the Sunday Stoic and not the Sunday Cynic, right? But the ideas are, once again, we want to be careful not to live passively and just let things happen that are unjust and cruel or what have you. But we do need to give up that lust for the newest gadget or being recognized by your hometown or recognized by those at work. Do your duty. Do the tasks that you know you're here to do, or the tasks that you have set up for yourself, the things that you do, your job, raising your family. And do those as well as you can, and should fortune and fame come to you through that, then so be it. But if you're spending way too much time posting on the internet trying to get everyone's attention, pictures on social media, or boasting about yourself to your friends, and trying to get that latest gadget from the store at the cost of equanimity, and putting in extra hours, taking you away from your family so you can earn extra money to go on that dream vacation or to get that new car. These are the pursuits that take us away from our duties in life, as well as our chance for calm equanimity in life. So sit down at the banquet table. We are here only for a short time. Be happy that you made it to the banquet to begin with. And if a certain dish passes you by and you don't get to sample it, such is life. That's the way it goes. Surely you will end up with enough. And enough is all you need. Seize the day. Carpe diem.
Thank you for listening to the Sunday Stoic. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, rate, and review the Sunday Stoic on iTunes. Become a member of the Sunday Stoic team, earn rewards, and be an integral part of the show by becoming a patron at www.patreon.com/SundayStoic. Contact the show by emailing sundaystoic@gmail.com or by leaving a voicemail at 501-503-3132. To find out more, visit www.sundaystoicpodcast.com. And as Steve always says, carpe diem.